Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a Certified Zentangle Teacher, and today we're going to take a look at the tangle Phansy. Phansy is brought to us by CZT Lara Williams, and it's just a beautiful little tangle. I discovered this a number of years ago and was going through some stuff and rediscovered it. And I was like, yeah, this is perfect for today. Because I believe at the time of this recording that it is the first day of spring. So this is quite apropos. Now, this one starts with a spiral in the middle. So we could say, thinking of printops, when I think of printops, I think of, I'm starting with a dot, speaking in Zentangle elemental strokes speak, kind of starting with a dot-ish, and then auraing around it, creating a spiral, essentially. Because our elemental strokes are the straight line, the S shape, the curved line or C shape, an orb, and a dot. I think I hit them all. And so I do like to speak in terms of those, because those elemental strokes are what make up our tangles, to keep them simple and easy to do. All right, so once you have your spiral in the middle, after all that, right? Your spiral in the middle, then pick a place to start. And so I'm going to draw a straight line that moves into a curve, and like a partial spiral. So straight line, into a curve, and sort of a spiral at the end. Okay. And then turning my tile, that would be 90 degrees. I'm going to do the same thing. Or you could think of, so we did 12 o'clock. This is 3 o'clock. This is 6 o'clock. Although the more we move to digital things, oh, that'll be just a horrible time when somebody says, what? What do you mean by that? Or north, south, east, west, whatever floats your boat, right? Okay. Then, once you have those four, then we're going to subdivide each one. I find it a lot easier to do this. This way you could do this on a Zendala, on any shaped tile, versus, if you're on a square, it's easy because you're like, okay, I'm going to the side, I'm going to the corner, but I like it easier to do, across and then subdivide. So we're going to do the same stroke. You could probably, same or a little higher, that's up to you. But we're going to fill in all of those gaps. Subdividing, just like so. It's kind of like a octopus, isn't it? All right, the next step is a curved line. So we're going to go from the so if you're looking here, the right side of your this does start to look like a petal, so I'm just going to say this is of this petal. So from this curved line to the back side of this one. So I'm going to turn my tile so that way my curves are easily done in my hand like this. So that way I turn my tile and I'm not necessarily contorting my hand. Now I'm going to, I need to talk to more left-handed folks, because I know I have some that are regularly attend some of my classes. And I hope that, just by, keeping your hand steady, if you're left-handed, it sure seems like it would be the same idea. You just have to translate it. I'm doing it this way right-handed. If you were doing it left-handed, then you put your tile here and then draw like that. I don't know. I should talk to more of you. If you're watching this and you're a lefty, I would love to hear comments about in the comment section there, any difficulties that you have when I'm describing how to do stuff, because I just want to make sure that everyone can understand. All right. And the next step, as I was talking, is, so this looks very nice, but we're going to do my favorite thing in the whole wide world, the line dot dot. So the line is going to start up at the top. And usually when I do that on the patterns that that we do, it starts from the center and goes out, although, I might have to try that. This one, Lara has it coming the opposite way, so coming from the curve line. And so what I do is I kind of contour or aura a little bit, this curve, and if I need to make it a little bit more of a curve, then you can utilize this to accentuate, like here. So I'm not necessarily going to aura it, but I'm going to curve it just a little bit differently. It just helps to emphasize that the curve, and there's something about this doing this that just really finishes off a tangle. Hence, it is my favorite thing in the whole wide world. All right, and essentially that's it. In the step out, which you will find in the description, you can do an alternate, so you can leave it like this if you like. You can also, and I'm going to go ahead and do this, you could put an aura or two around it. When I saw this on her blog, I think I will find her blog again and attach it so that way you can see, what she did with it and have some extra inspiration there. And for those new to Zentangle, or as you can see, I'm basically outlining this, but following as best I can the contours. It's nice when you have just these little curved lines, because then you can easily stop your pen, turn the tile a little bit, start back up without. Usually, if you start something mid straight line, then there's always that little bump. You can kind of see where you started and stopped. Sometimes it can be really good and not have that happen. But isn't that just cute? All right, so then she didn't really have shading on hers, but what I decided to do is because the line dot dot is kind of like shading without using graphite, I decided, well, I'm going to put some graphite here as I was playing with it, because I think when I had done it prior, I was still kind of new to Zentangle and didn't do a whole lot of shading, especially if they didn't put it in the instructions, because if they didn't put it in the instructions, then heaven forbid I should do something on my own. I'm still that way, but I'm working on it. That's my my own therapy that I do with myself through Zentangle, is to become a little more courageous and try some things. And too, as you do Zentangle, you kind of like, oh, that looks neat. If you've done it on one tangle, and then you think, well, I wonder what that would look like on this. So it just, to me, it puts, anytime I try something new with Zentangle, then it kind of adds it to my arsenal of tangle techniques in my mind, and then I like to try them. And of course, I'm just using, I'm kind of going traditional on these videos with white tile, black ink, and graphite, because that's how Zentangle started, and it's it makes it easier to see. However, you can add color. There's nothing wrong with that. We end up calling it Zentangle inspired art when we add a bunch of extra things. But look at how neat that looks with just a little bit of shading on this side. So, and staying away from here, I kind of thought about, well, I could put a little on this side, but I'm kind of happy with how that looks. Let me show you some other things that I did while I was playing. So this is on a Renaissance tile, or a tan tile, and I did the same thing. When we do the Renaissance work, we alternate with brown and black, and then have graphite as well as either chalk pencil or the white jelly roll. So I decided to have some fun with this, and on the flip side of where I put the graphite, I added some white, and I didn't smudge it out at all with the tortillon. I just wanted to leave it stark like that, and I think it looks neat. Then another thing that I was playing with is on a gray tile, and I did this one much larger. Ooh, that, looking in the camera, that looks really neat. Let me put it this way. So just playing with the idea of I guess because it kind of looks embossed, So just a white jelly roll on the gray tile with some strategically placed graphite. And I'm going to have to do a class on this as I'm playing with it and figuring out what's kind of working. As I call it, doing something like this Heather style, which means so it's not like art, because Heather is not an artist. So if I can understand it and do it and feel like I've accomplished something, then I like to share that with others that are also feel like you are a non-artist. And I just think that this looks really, really, really neat, and it's not that difficult to do. So if you like this video, I would love to have you give me a thumbs up. If you like the video enough that you want to be notified of when I publish more, feel free to hit that subscribe button and or the little bell that will notify you for when I post a new video. And in the comments, I would love to hear, if you tried this, if you liked it, if you have questions, feel free to comment there, or in the description box below are ways to connect with me via Facebook. For the most part, I really need to get the ball rolling on Instagram. I do have an Instagram account. It's listed there. I'm just not as diligent about putting stuff there. So with that, I hope you enjoyed, and I wish you happy spring and happy tangling.